All right, guys, for this project, we are going to build upon the ideas we used in our last project, in our positive and negative space project, and we are going to create an OptArt project. So what is OptArt? OptArt first stands for optical art or optical illusion art. And what that means is this is a kind of art that is going to kind of play a little bit of tricks on your eyes. It's going to make things look a little bit different than what they really are. And the way we're going to do that is by using color, lines, shapes, and pattern. OptArt was a popular kind of art in the 1960s, and it was completely abstract, so it very rarely ever looked like an actual object. It was usually just... Let's check out these three OptArt paintings. One by Victor Vasarely, one by Bridget Riley, and one by an artist named Josef Albers. If you look at all three of these paintings, you could see how they use just lines, shapes, colors, and patterns to create their optical illusions. Here's what we're going to need to create our OptArt project today. You are going to need first a piece of paper. I have just a regular piece of drawing paper. We are going to actually make this piece of paper into a square in a second. So if you have a square piece of paper, it's even better. If not, I'll show you how to make this paper a square paper. Second, you're going to need a ruler, definitely a ruler. You're going to definitely need a pencil. And then you're going to need either a marker or a crayon. I'm going to use a black Sharpie marker, but if you want to use a crayon, that's fine. If you'd rather use another color other than black, that's fine too. I think it would look great, but I'm going to use a black one. So it's up to you guys. All right, so step number one, we're going to turn this rectangular piece of paper into a square piece of paper. The way you're going to do that is you're going to take your ruler and you're going to measure the top of your paper. So my paper is 9 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down on the long side and I'm going to line my ruler up at the top of my paper. And then right at the number 9, I'm going to put a little dot. Then I'm going to slide my ruler over. And on the other side, I'm going to line my ruler up at the top of the paper. And then at the 9, I'm going to put a little dot. Okay? Then what you're going to do is draw a line connecting those two dots. And you have a square piece of paper now. So you can cut your paper out with scissors. So just cut along that line. I'm going to do it a little bit of a fancier way. If you want to try it, go ahead. All you do is hold your ruler down really tight and then grab your paper up here and you just give it a little bit of a pull and you can cut it like that. All right? If that doesn't work, it's okay. Just use scissors. That's just a little bit of a artist trick I wanted to show you guys. So now we have our square piece of paper ready to go. This next step is you're going to take your ruler again and we are going to line it up at the bottom. So how many inches did I say it was? Remember, 9 inches. So what we need to do is we need to divide our 9 by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is actually really easy. It's 3. So what you're going to do is, on your ruler, you're going to find the number 3, and you're going to put a dot right there. Hold your paper so it doesn't move around. And then 3 plus 3 is 6. So right at 6, you're going to put another dot. So this is cool. This is where art and math are kind of connecting. So we have 3 and 6 on the bottom. You see my two little dots there? I think they might be hard to see. Then the next thing you're going to do is on the other side, you're going to do 2 more dots in the same spots. You're going to put 1 at the number 3. So go up, 1, 2, 3, put a dot. And then you're going to go to 6. Again, remember 3 plus 3 is 6. And put another dot. So you should have on the bottom 2 dots, and then on one side 2 dots. All right? Now is when we're going to start actually making our OptArt start to look more optical. How you're going to do this is you are going to take your ruler, line it up with the top corner. So from the top corner, you're going to go to that first dot on the bottom, and you're going to draw a straight line from the corner to that dot. All right? Then you're going to do the same thing from the corner to the next dot. Hold your ruler down so your paper doesn't move all over the place. Guys, it's really important too that you do this step in pencil. This is one you really, really want to do in pencil. You don't want to do this in marker. So you're going to do the next dot. Draw a straight line from the top corner to that next dot. And then do the same thing for your last one. Straight line. And that's our first step. So it looks like these are kind of like rays of light almost coming out of that corner. Now the next step is you're going to draw a shape in the middle of your square. All right, so I'm going to draw a triangle. To do my triangle, I'm going to use my ruler again. And if you want to like measure it out and put dots, you can definitely do that. I'm going to do it just by looking at it. I'm going to freehand it. Remember we said freehand is when you do something in art without using a tracer or something else to kind of guide you. So I'm going to draw a line up on the bottom, and then I'm going to put a little dot at the top, and then I'm going to connect both sides of that line to that dot, and it'll make my triangle. So now we have our I'm going to just erase that little spot. Now we have our triangle inside of those lines. Now that we have all of our lines drawn, we're going to take our Sharpie marker or regular marker or crayon, whatever you're choosing to use, and you're going to trace all of your pencil lines. And our final step, this is what's going to make our picture look really like an optical illusion and really start to make it look really cool. It's also going to make it look a little bit more like our positive and negative space project we did last week. So what you're going to do is you are going to take your marker or crayon and you are going to start coloring in shapes. Now listen carefully. The way you're going to do this is you are going to color in shapes that are opposite from each other. So you're not going to color in shapes that are right next to each other. So I'm going to start by coloring this little triangle up here. I'm going to color this in black. Then I'm going to go to the next row, the next set of lines. I'm not going to color this big shape in here black, but I am going to color these two shapes black. And then I will do the same thing going down to the next one. I'll color this big shape, but not these two. And then keep alternating all the way along. So check it out. So here's a look at my finished project. If you look, I colored in each alternating row a different color. Look at this little row down here. This little spot is all that I colored in this whole big row. And it keeps the pattern going. And that's what creates the optical illusion of the OptArt project. All right, guys, I hope you have fun creating your project. I can't wait to see what you create.